Okay, so hello everyone, CSS trainees. By the way, I'm Johnson J. Patray as your training for today for the uh, learning outcome routers configuration, which have two learning contents, which are the router device configuration and uh, file and folder and printer sharing within the network. So first one, we're going to configure the router, which is we currently have a router with a TP-Link. So before anything else, I would like to tell you that we have two computers in here, a virtual machine. So this will be our computers for this demonstration. Okay, so on the right side we have a client computer 1, which is Windows 10 operating system, and on the left side we have a client computer 2. It's also a Windows 10 operating system. Okay, so first one, we're going to reset the router of a router device before we can configure the admin's account. Okay, so in resetting of the computer, so the router, first one is to reset manually. So this is the uh, uh, currently or actual router we are using, okay, so I'm just displaying the picture, but we currently have a um, actual router beside me. Okay, so this is what the router I'm using. So we have a TP-Link router. Okay, so then this is its back. Okay, so this is the back of the router. So we have in here. Let's zoom it out. Okay, so we have in here power input. So this is where our adapter to insert for it to have a current. Okay, so we only have a one port. This port will be using for internet, so that the router um, can have an internet connection to the from the other devices or the modem. Okay, so next one is the LAN ports, which is where we are going to use for our LAN connection. Okay, so currently I am using this port, LAN port. This one connected to my PC, my local host PC. So I'm also using a LAN cable straight through for the connection of the LAN network. Okay, so we also have here a small button, black small button, which is for the um, physical reset or WPS or physical reset button of the router. So we're going to use this one to physically reset the router. Okay, so next image displaying. Okay, this is the actual button of the router. Okay, so we're going to press this one, then hold for us to reset physically, okay, or manually. Okay, next one. Okay, so in here I'm pressing the reset button of the router. So I press it down and hold until the lights indicators in here uh, turning off. Okay, so just wait, just select or press and hold the reset button, then wait for the lights indicator to turning off. Okay, so next one. Okay, so as you can see in here, the lights indicators have turned off. So meaning that's the sign that the router have been successfully resetted. Okay, so next one, after resetting the um, router physically, we're going to open the admin's account or administrator's account interface of the router. So we're going to use the internet browser for us to open the admin's account. So before we go to admin's account, so we have to check the default URL link for the admin's account of the router. So we're going to enter this one, tp-link wifi.net, which is the default URL for the admin's account of the router. Okay, so let's go to the computer one. Okay, so in here we're going to enter or reset the router to the client computer one. So we're going to open the Firefox internet browser. Okay, the next one, let's enter the default URL link for the admin's account of the router, so which is the tp-link wifi.net, and enter. Okay, just try it again, try until it will open. Okay, so it opened. Okay, so but before that, make sure that the network configuration of the computer has been in a obtained mode. Okay, if your network configuration of the client computer is not aligned to the default IP address of the router, there's a high possibility that your uh, client computer or system unit will not open the admin's account of the router. Okay, so first one, we're going to the network properties to ensure that the network configuration of the system unit has been selected or as a obtain mode. Okay, so I click this one, open, then okay, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so by default, after the installation of the operating system, by default, it has been selected to be obtain an IP address automatically. So meaning, the system unit will automatically request an IP address to the router. Okay, so that it can be aligned. Its network configuration or IP address of the system unit will be aligned to the router's IP address. Okay, so if your system unit using the manual IP address and is not aligned to the default IP address of the router, there's a high possibility that your system unit will not open the admin's account of the router. So make sure that it has been selected as obtained. Okay, then just select OK, OK, then OK. So let's go back to the Firefox to open the admin's account of the router. Okay, so let's enter the tp-link wifi.net. Okay, so we have successfully opened the login page of the router. So it's because the IP address of the system unit has been aligned to the router. Okay, and that's why we should set the network configuration of the system unit into an obtain mode. Okay, so in here, the router is asking us to create a login password. So we just have to enter a login password with a valid password. Okay, the password must be 6 to 32 characters long and must contains at least two types of the following characters: letters, numbers, and symbols. Okay, so let's say our password or the trainer or assessor instructed us that the password is admin1 plus. Okay, so let's just enter that one. And, okay, then start. Okay, so as you can see, we have entered to the sorry, let's adjust this one. Okay, so we have entered to the main page or home page of the um, router's admin account. So we can see in here at the left side we have menus, different menus in here. So quick setup, operation mode, network wireless, guest network, DCP, and etc. So first one we're going to configure is the network. So let's select the network, then LAN. So we're going to configure a LAN network IP address of the router for our network. Okay, so let's say the assessor or trainer, okay, uh, as or instructed us to make a or enter an IP address of the router as 192.168.15.1. Okay, so let's just change the default IP address of the router into the instructed IP address. So 192.168.15.1. Okay. So the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. It's because the IP address, first octet of IP address of the instructed IP address that you have had been given is a class C IP address, which is 192. So that's why we have a we got the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Okay, just save it, then click OK. Okay, let's just wait it until it completed. Okay, so let's have to wait. Okay, so by the way, in here this virtual machine, I'm using the Hyper-V. Okay, so which is embedded software of the Windows 11. So you can also use this one for your future video tutorials in if in a networking. Okay, so the virtual machine, two virtual machines are connected to my main computer. Okay, and even to the router. So okay. So it runs smoothly, unlike the VirtualBox. The VirtualBox, uh, okay, so we've been back to the login page. Okay, so as you can see in here, at the URL link, instead of the default URL link of the router, which is the TP-Link Wi-Fi.net, it changed into the IP address. So, meaning if you change the LAN IP, default LAN IP of the router, the URL link will be changed it into the new one. Okay, so for the next configuration, I mean, if you want to enter again to the admin's account. So you're going to enter the LAN IP that you have changed, no? So that you can open the page or admin's account of the router. Okay. So we have the 192.168.15.1. So that is the router's IP address. So let's enter the password. So admin1 plus. Okay, so after configuring the uh, network configuration, which is the LAN network. Okay, so we're going on. Next, we're going to configure is the wireless. Okay, so we're going to create a wireless. Okay, which name? Okay, so let's say the instructor or the trainer instructed us that the wireless name or the SSID will name as CSS underscore then the last name. Okay, so let's say okay, so last name CSS underscore last name. Okay, so you can change the wireless network name in here. Okay, just click save. Then you can see this one symbol of loading. So it disappeared, meaning it has been saved. So next one, we're going to change the wireless security or wireless password of the router. So let's change the default password. Okay, let's say it has been instructed that the password is Wi-Fi 1 plus. Okay, after changing it, let's scroll down, then click save. Okay, so the loading symbol will appear. Then if this one's disappear, meaning it has been saved. Okay, so after configuring the wireless, let's configure also the DHCP or the dynamic host protocol. In dynamic host protocol, you're going to set the start IP address and the end IP address, meaning this is the range IP address that the router will distribute to the client devices or the devices that connected to its network. Okay, so let's say it has been also been instructed that the uh, uh, range of the IP address is 15.2 to 15.200. Okay, so meaning the router will distribute an IP address to the client from 15.2, ranges from 15.2 to 15.200. So we'll be expecting that the host that can connect to the network is 198 hosts. Okay, so from 2 to 200. Okay, then default gateway that the router will distribute for the client is 192.168.15.1. Okay, so let's save it. Okay, so it has been saved. Then if you want to change the admin password or the router's administrator's password, we can change it into in here system tools, then password. Okay, so you can change the password in here. So just enter the old password, then the new one. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so that's all for our first learning content, which is the router configuration. Okay. Okay, so if you want to connect to the wireless or our created wireless network, so you can use your phone, mobile phone to uh, review it or verify it. Okay, so just open your Wi-Fi, then uh, okay, so we can see in here in our main computer. Okay, so let's say we're going to connect to the CSS Pataray, then connect. Okay, so let's enter the password. What's the password? So Wi-Fi 1 plus. Okay, so Wi-Fi 1 plus, then connect. Okay, this is the wireless network we have created. So let's wait for the connection. Okay, so we're connecting from our main computer. Okay, so okay, so in here we successfully connected. So let's check the IP address that the routers distributed for our main computer. Okay, so if the IP address has been aligned. Okay, so IP address. Okay, so IPv4. So we have in here the IPv4 or the IP address is 192.168.15.2. Okay, meaning we have successful or the router successfully distributed the right IP address that ranges from 15.2 to 15.200. Okay, so it is successful. Okay, so let's close it one. So that's all for our learning content number one of learning outcome router configuration, which is the router device configuration. Okay, so next one for our next topic or the next learning content is the sharing of file and folder, and also sharing of printer within the network. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, okay, in this session, we're going to um, tackle or demonstrate the learning content number 2, which is the um, file and folder and printer sharing. Okay, so first one, we're going to connect the two devices, the client computer 1 and the client computer 2. Okay, so let's configure their network. So the first one is to turn on the discovery of the two device. Okay, so before that, uh, we're going to verify the network configuration or the IP address of the route system unit. Okay, so to verify the network configuration of the system unit, we're going to enter the uh, ipconfig /all function in the command prompt. Okay, so we can see in here the IPv4 address of the client number 1 is 192.168.15.101. Okay, which is also aligned to the DHCP settings of the router. Then the default gateway is 192.168.15.1, so it also been aligned to the DHCP. So let's check for the sorry, just adjust this one. Okay. So next one, for the client computer 2, we're going to open the command prompt. Okay, so let's enter the ipconfig /all. Okay, so we can see in here the IP address is 192.168.15.100, which also been aligned to the DHCP of the router. And the default gateway is 192.168.15.1. So we are expecting that the communication for or the network of these two devices are correct. Okay, so uh, let's check if their connection is enabled or they can communicate each other. Okay, so let's use the ping to verify their communication. So ping in client computer 2, let's ping the IP address of the client computer 1. Okay, so ping and 192.168.15.101. Okay, so let's check if they are connecting, if they are connected. Okay, so it says in here request time also, meaning they still are they don't have a communication yet. Okay, so even if their IP address and the default gateway are aligned to the router's DHCP. Okay, so uh, we should set or configure something to the network of these devices. So let's check first the uh, ping from computer 1 to computer 2. So 192.168.15.100. Okay, so it's also a request timeout. Okay, so let's configure some of the settings of the network of these devices so that we can enable their communication. Okay, so let's close this and let's also close this one. Alright. Okay, so first one, we're going to turn on the discovery of both devices to the network. Okay, so how to turn on the discovery? So open the File Explorer, then right click this network, then Properties. Okay, then select the Change Advanced Sharing Settings. Okay, so in here, the network discovery has been by default it has been turned off, so we're going to turn it on so that they can communicate to the network. Okay, so turn on the private, guest or public, and the all network. So turn on, enable file sharing, then only the password protected sharing will be turned off. Okay, so save changes. Okay, so let's also do that to the client computer too. Right click for the network properties, then select change advanced sharing settings. Okay, so let's turn it on the file and discovery. Okay, private, public, and all networks. So turn on, enable, then turn off the password protected sharing, then save changes. Okay, so we have turned on the discovery and file printer sharing. So let's go back to the command prompt to verify their communication. So let's ipconfig to verify or check the IP address of the device or system unit. Okay, 101 still aligned to the router's DHCP. Okay, so ipconfig /all. Okay, so 100 still aligned to the router's IP address or router's DHCP. So let's go to client computer 1. Okay, so we're going to ping or the IP address of the client computer to check their communication. So ping 192.168.15.100. Okay, let's hope that they are now connected. Okay, so it says here uh, the 192.168.15.100, which is the client computer 2, is replying to the requested ping function. Okay, so meaning if the output of the ping function is reply, okay, so meaning they are now connected to the network. Okay, so they can now share a file and printer. Okay, they can they have a communication, so the communication has been enabled uh, to the network. Okay, so let's go to client computer 2, then ping the IP address of the client computer 1. Okay, so it's also replying. So okay, so we have set or configured the uh, computer systems network, so they can now communicate. They are now communicating to the network. So next one, close this one and close. Okay, so next one is to um, check the devices, the network devices to the network. Okay, if they are appearing, will appear to the network. Okay, so let's open the network. So let's hope that the client computer 1 and client computer 2 are will appear in the network. Okay, it's not appearing. So if you encountered this one, even if the communication has been enabled or the devices are communicating, but it's still not appearing to the network. Okay, so first one, let's create their unique work group. Okay, so we're going to set a work group. So let's go to File Explorer, this PC and properties, then look for the advanced system settings, then click or select the computer name, then click change. Okay, so let's change the computer name into client 1, then the work group. Okay, so let's change the work group into logistics. Okay, so meaning uh, if the both device computer 1 and computer 2 have both work group name as logistics, they can not just communicate, they can also appear to the same network for in here for the sharing of file and printer. Okay, so just click OK. We'll also make sure that the client computer 2 will be computer 2's workload will be set as logistics. Okay, then OK, close, then restart. Okay, let's also do that to the client computer 2. This PC properties, scroll it down and look for the advanced system settings, then computer name, then change. Okay, so let's change the computer's name to client 2. Then work group name, let's change it to logistics. Logistics. Okay. Uh, the spelling should be correct. Okay. Password one plus. Password one plus. Okay. Okay. Close. Let's start now. So let's wait for the client to. Okay, so let's log in the client number 2. Enter the password 1 plus. Okay, so it's now both logged in. So let's check the network. Let's check the network again. If let's verify if the computers will now show up to the network. Okay. So let's also do that to client number 2. Let's check or verify if the computers will now appear to the network. Okay, still not appearing. Okay, so next one to troubleshoot. Uh, let's go to client number 1. Okay, so to troubleshoot this problem, we're going to open the services. Okay, and just search the services here. Okay, then open. Okay, so the service window will appear. So let's look for the functional discovery. Okay, so this functional discovery, let's right click this one, then properties. Okay, so let's in startup type, let's choose the or select the automatic, then apply. Okay, so next one, the functional discovery resources. Open this one, double click the startup type. Let's choose the automatic, then start, select start, then apply. Okay, okay, so as you can see in here, the client one from spelling, sorry. So the client one is now appeared or showing to the network. Okay, so it's because we start the functional discovery to the service. So supposedly, upon installation or after installation, the functional discovery must be turned on. If we turn it on from the network share advanced sharing settings, okay, so if it's not still not showing up in here, so let's just turn it on to the service, the functional discovery. Okay, so let's also do that to the client computer too. So this is what we call the troubleshooting. Okay, so let's search for the services, then open it one. Okay, so let's look for the functional discovery, letter F. Okay, so first one, functional discovery provider, properties. Let's choose for the automatic, apply. Okay, then the next one, functional discovery resources. Let's choose the automatic for the startup type, then start. Let's start this one. Okay, then apply. Okay, then close the window. Okay, so now we can see the client 1 and client 2 to the network. Okay, it's now showing up to the network. Okay, so meaning we can now share a file and printer uh, within the network to um, both computers that have the same work group, which is the logistics. Okay, so we can see in here, let's open the client 1 computer. So we have a default shared folder, which is a users folder from the client 1, then also a shared users folder to the client 2. Okay, so that's the default shared folder. So let's say we've been instructed that we're going to um, create a folder, shared folder to the desktop also. Then let's rename it as client shared folder. Okay, so this one. So we're going to share this folder. Okay, so let's say this one. Let's say the shared share folder have a file. We're going to copy and paste it to the client number 2. Okay, so let's remove this one so that we can see the uh, copy pasting of the file later. Okay, so okay, these files we're going to access and copy it to the client computer too. Okay, so first one, we're going to configure the properties or settings of the shared folder. Okay, so we're going to allow the client computer to the security. So we can see in here by default group or users names that allowed to open or access the have the access of the shared folder. Okay, created shared folder. So the system, client 1, and the administrators of client 1. So we're going to um, select the edit. Okay, so we're going to add. Okay, so we're going to add everyone. Okay, so meaning everyone. So I'm spelling everyone. So meaning everyone from the same work group will 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 have an access to the client shared client share folder. Okay, so let's okay. Select the everyone, then check the checkbox of the full control. Okay, so that the devices within the network and within the work group logistics can read and modify the shared folder of the client computer one. So let's click OK, then apply. Okay, so next one, we're going to configure also the sharing. Okay, so in here, um, we're going to um, allow everyone to the in to the sharing of the shared folder. Okay, within the network. So everyone. Okay, so yeah, by default, there's everyone in here. So let's just check the checkbox of full control so that it can read and change the file. Okay, so apply, then okay, apply, okay, share. Okay, so under share, select this one, then everyone, read, write. Okay, so it's all now. Okay, so we have configure the settings of security and sharing. We allowed everyone within the network that can access the client share folder. Okay, so let's close this one. So we are now expecting that the client number 2 can now access the client number shared folder of the client one, client folder of the client 1. Okay, and let's go to client computer number 2 and open the file explorer, then the network. Okay, so it's still showing up. The computers are showing up to the network. Okay, so open the client one. Okay, so we now have the shared folder of the client one, which is the client shared folder. So open this one. Then we can now copy the file from the uh, network. Okay, so that is the sharing of file and folder uh, uh, from computer to computer within the network. Okay, so next one, we're going to configure on the printer sharing within the network. So for, that's okay. So meaning in printer sharing, the client computer one that um, installed printer installed to the client computer 1 can share it to the network. So if the client computer 1 share the printer, install it to its system, the other devices, just like the client computer 2, can access and or print their files to the printer of the client computer 1. Okay, so let's say open this one, file, then print. Okay, okay. So our goal in here is that we can use or we can use the printer of the client computer 1 to print this document. Okay, so let's say, okay, so let's install first the client printer to the client computer 1. So we're going to copy a file from the main machine. Okay, so let's search for the installers. 3110. Okay, okay. So let's say that the printer of the client computer 1 is the L3110. Okay, so the meaning, if we install this one, we're going to share it within the network. Okay, so that the client computer 2 can use and print its document to the client computer's 1 printer, which is the Epson L3110. Okay, so first one, we're going to install it. Okay, then okay, then select agree, then okay. Okay, so in here, um, instead of the installer will search for the port where the computer or the printer connected to the computer. So we currently do not have a actual printer in here. So we're going to just manually select a uh, port that assume that the um, printer connected to the uh, system host main host computer. Okay, so or the client computer 1. Okay, so let's say the printer has been inserted to the or connected to the COM1 serial port. So that's okay. But if the printer has been connected physically or actual connected to the client computer 1, the installer will search automatically the port that the where the cable connected to the client computer 1. Okay, so let's wait for the installation of the Epson L3110. Okay, so it says here the installation completed successfully. Let's just click OK. Then let's verify the installation. Okay, so let's go to the control panel. Okay, let's make sure that the L3110 has been added to the list of printers. Okay, so we have in here Epson L3110 series. So this one, we're going to share this one to the client computer to or the other devices within the network, and also uh, specified to the uh, work group name logistics. Okay, so right click this one, then select the printer properties. So we're going to enable the sharing of the printer. Okay, so select the sharing, then check the checkbox of share this printer, then apply, and then okay. Okay, so we are now expecting that the Epson L3110 has been shared within the network. So let's go to the client computer 2, then open the network. Okay, then open the computer client 1. Okay, so we can now see in here shared Epson L3110 series printer. Okay, so to connect in here, to connect to this Epson, just right click, then connect. Okay, so we have a technical problem connect to printer. Okay, so we're going to troubleshoot this one. Okay, okay. So if you have encountered in the future an error like this, okay, so let's check for the troubleshooting. Okay, so let's do troubleshooting for this error. Okay, so just click OK, then close this one. So first one, to troubleshoot, we're going to open the registry. Okay, so open the registry, then hit OK or yes. Okay, so in here, uh, we can uh, we can see in here the HK classes root, current user, local machine, users, and current config. So we're going to expand this H key local machine. The next one, expand this system. Okay. Then the current control set. Then expand the control. Okay. Let's look for the print registry. Okay, so letter P, print registry. Okay, so select this one, print registry. Okay, so we can now, we are now in the registries of the print. Okay, so what we're going to do here is to add a new DWORD 32-bit value. Okay, so select the DWORD 32-bit value. Then let's enter or type the RPC OPHNN or authentication level privacy enabled. Okay, so RPC O10 single N only, level privacy enabled. Okay, then right click this one, modify, so make sure the value data is 0 and the base is hexadecimal. Then hit OK, then close this one. Okay, so next one, we're going to open the service. Okay, then look for the print spooler. So letter P, print spooler. So this one, open this one, double click. Okay, so it's now automatic and starting. So we'll just have to restart the service. So restart service. Okay, so it has been restarted. Close. Then let's also do that to the client computer one. So let's open the registry. Hit yes. Then local machine, system. Also expand the current control set, control. Then look for the print registry. So in here also, let's make a new DWORD 32-bit. Then also enter the RPC O10 authentication level privacy enabled. Okay. Okay, so double check RPC, authentication level, privacy enabled. Okay, then open it, then make sure that the value data is 0 and then the base is hexadecimal. Then click OK, then close this one. So let's also go to the services. Let's restart the Prince folder. So okay, so Prince folder. So open. Okay, so make sure it has been set as automatic and running. So let's just restart this one. Okay, it has been restarted, then close. Okay, so let's go back to the network. Then open network. Okay, so open the client one computer. Then let's reconnect the Epson L3110. Okay, so looking for a driver. So meaning it is now connecting the client computer 2, now connecting to the client computer 1 printer. Just hit yes. So hopefully this will be now be successful. Let's just wait for the installation. Okay. Okay, so is I think the installation is now complete. Okay, so let's verify it. Let's go to the control panel. If the printer has been added to the list of printers. Okay, so we have successfully imported the Epson L3110 from the client one. So in here, it says here, Epson L311 series on client number 1. So meaning, ayun. So we have imported or successfully imported the shared Epson L311 series printer from the client number 1. So let's try to print this one, document, file, then print. Okay, so we can now see the printer in here. So we are now enabled to print our document to the uh, client number 1's printer, which is the Epson L3110. Okay, so that's all for our learning content number 2, which is the file and printer uh, sharing within the peer-to-peer network. So under the um, learning outcome, which is the router device configuration. Okay, so that's all for our this session. Okay, so thank you for listening on this demonstration and learning for our topic. Okay, so thank you and God bless.